Part of the reason I think we don't believe that miracles happen in medicine that often anymore is because we don't talk about them enough when they do. Case in point, I was reading my patient's chart, getting ready to meet them for the first time, eat up with cancer. Renal mass led to esophageal mass, led to cardiac mass, not a candidate for surgery. Anything after stage 2 is non operable. So I was essentially getting ready to go give my condolences to this patient, only to find out that on their most recent PET scan, none of the tumors can be found. I can't find them. I said, "Who prayed for you?" He said, "My wife." A lot. So it doesn't matter when you marry, but it does matter who you marry. It really matters who you marry. Side note.
That's a great side note. Listen, since she took us on that detour, I want to tap right in on that side note real quick. It matters. Who we marry matters. I've heard countless stories of people getting sick and their marriage falling apart because it requires so much work. It requires so much selflessness. It requires a lot of us. So you got to remember who you marry is going to be, the person that's there with you when you lose your mother, your father, your siblings, your close friends, jobs, when your health fails you, when you're dealing with things personally. So who you marry matters. But let sis get back on to her point.
He said his wife and her entire church congregation laid their hands on him multiple times and prayed for him. She also tried non-mainstream pharmacological therapies and
Oh
non-pharmacological
man.
therapies that are not approved by the FDA. And they can't find his tumors. And it made me think about my mom immediately because her tumor was non-operable, and
Mm,
we tried laying our hands on her a lot of times, and we tried all the alternative therapies,
mm.
and her tumors didn't go away, and she died, and he's alive. And God is still good even when he says no to me and yes to that man's wife.
Mhm.
I have to believe
Mhm.
that. Otherwise, he isn't who he says he is, and then none of the Bible is real.
Mm.
And I believe in the Bible, and I believe that God is who he says he is. So he's still good. But yeah, I get asked often
Hold on. Let
how I
me
balance my faith and my training in modern medicine. And the
hold on before she gets into that. I do want to say this. I know that has to be tough to see God come through for someone else and not come through for you, but I love the point she made. God is still good because let me say this. God is good when he decides, you know what? I'm going to bring you to paradise with me. You know what I'm saying? But give someone else an extended period of time because God is perfect. And we try to understand it from a finite mind. God hasn't, he has infinite wisdom, infinite knowledge. He knows the end from the beginning. And I can tell you what, as much as I'm grateful for my life, I love my family and my friends, and I want to be here to serve them. If the Lord saw fit to bring me home, I don't want none of them praying to bring me back. I mean that. But let me let her finish.
answer is that I don't. I don't balance it at all. I let faith take the lead and modern medicine follow behind that. And I've gotten in trouble for it before, and I probably will again, and I don't care at all. But yeah, miracles happen all the time.
Now let me say this: miracles happen. They happen. I can't say all the time. I've never seen any. I've never seen personally a divine miracle, like to where you know things that were described in the Bible has happened suddenly, like immediately. I've never witnessed that. However, I've had surgery. My health has failed me 3 different occasions. What should I say? My body, where I've had my Achilles blew out, my shoulder, my disc in my neck, had to have a surgery on my neck, and I wouldn't call that like a miracle in the sense of like it happened suddenly, but I do believe I was healed through through modern technology of surgery, medicine, and physical therapy, and also rest. You got to rest during that time as well. But when she said people ask her how she balanced out her faith and practicing medicine, she said she don't. she she said she lets her faith lead, and modern medicine follows. Um, I've seen that not go well for a family, to the detriment of their child, even to the point, I mean, the child lived, but he had no capabilities, unfortunately. And, they were having faith that God was going to heal him, and they didn't need to take him to the doctor. By the time they took him to the doctor, the damage was already bad. He was, handicapped and, unable to talk the rest of his life. So I personally, I'm not going to say I'm going to just lead with faith and then modern medicine follow, but I would need more understanding of what she means by that, because I believe exercising faith includes taking modern medicine, or taking, using technology to help you recover. I really do. I don't think I need to hesitate in terms of going to get a checkup and seeing a doctor because I have faith. No, I have faith to know that if something's going on, I feel it. I thank God that He's made me aware, emotionally aware, situational awareness, whatever it may be, physical awareness, enough to think like, oh, I need to go to the doctor, something's going on. I'm not going to wait, because I'm like, well, I got faith, so let me see what God going to do. God already did His job. He gave us doctors. He gave us access. We have technology. And I think if that's what she's saying, then I agree. But if she's saying like, well, let me sit around and pray about it for a little bit, then I don't agree with that, because I've seen that not work. And that the wisdom I learned from that is, it's okay. It doesn't mean you don't have faith just because you go and see a doctor. They're there for a reason. And modern medicine is available to us for a reason. Yeah, I'd say this. There are times to where we initially are, going the modern medicine route, and then we're praying, and we go and we get checked out, and it's like, oh, what we were taking the medicine is no longer there. And then we stop. There's no need for it. And it's like, that was a miracle in some people's eyes, and I'm like, great. But, well, I don't want to say but, however, like I said, I just think it's important to use wisdom. It's important to understand that God gave us doctors. He gave doctors the intellect to understand the body, and to learn and help us understand technology and how we can move health and wellness forward. And of course, human beings will always, try to do more than we should. Because right now they're trying to figure out how to make humans and how to clone them and all of that. And that's not what God has given us, the ability to do. But nonetheless, I think faith and medicine can be practiced together. Taking medicine, going to see a doctor, does not mean you don't have faith. And getting on medicine and seeing a doctor first and then praying about it does not disqualify you from experiencing a miracle or being healed. So because when I blew my Achilles and I couldn't walk at all, I couldn't walk because my Achilles blew. I went right to the emergency room from the gym, straight to the emergency room. I don't remember praying. I knew it when I fell. I'm like, I blew my Achilles. I knew it. Of course, had to get the MRI and all that. I had to go through the process, but I thank God, that my surgery went well, and I went through physical therapy, and the medicine I was on helped me through it. I had help getting around town and, just moving my life forward. But listen, it's faith in medicine, and God is always first for me, But it's totally fine to do faith and medicine, but not to try to make it seem like your faith supersedes the fact that you take medicine. Medicine is a blessing and a gift from God. So when it's done right and taken for all the right reasons and all of that. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to connect with the brand online at www.there'shopebrand.com. We got some dope merch on there, so you can get some merch. That's in the description. Also, if you want to donate to this channel, that's in the description as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next video.